for a full month, I did this experiment doing research for 90 hours one week, and then punctuated this by a nice, luxurious 20-hour week, then 90, then 20, to see what impact working these insane hours and these more relaxed hours had on my productivity. And more so than any other discovery in the productivity project, I was the most surprised by this one. Because when I looked through the logs of what I accomplished over the course of this experiment, in terms of how many words I wrote, in terms of how many interviews I did and transcribed, and how much research I did, I only accomplished a bit more in the 90-hour weeks than I did in the 20-hour weeks. And I figure this is because of a few reasons that you're probably familiar with already. You know, there's a law called Parkinson's law. And if you don't know what Parkinson's law is, you've probably felt the effects of it. It's this rule where our work tends to expand to fit how much time we have available for it. And so when you have more time than you have work, you kind of do busy work and you do a lot of email as opposed to doing work that'll move your work forward. And so I figure that was the reason why I was so unproductive in the 90-hour weeks. But the bigger question that came after this experiment was done is, why was I so frickin' productive in the 20-hour weeks? And I figure it was because of a few reasons. First and foremost, and this got to an idea that I really saw as central going forward as it relates to our productivity, is that productivity has to start with intention. Because it's impossible to invest in our productivity without taking a step back and thinking about what we have to actually become more productive on. You know, which tasks in our work are the most important. And that's where intention comes into play. You know, I've experimented with countless ways of managing everything on my plate, especially during the project. You know, everything from getting things done, which is this system and this idea where our head is for having ideas, not for holding ideas, to personal Kanban. Has anybody tried personal Kanban before? It's this system where you track the different stages that a task is on. Didn't work so well for me. I tried keeping sticky notes everywhere. You know, if there's one regret that I have over the course of the productivity project, is that I didn't take enough pictures, because you should have seen my office during this experiment. But I tried, you know, downloading countless apps. But the rule that I returned to in these 20-hour weeks to manage what I had to get done and to set intentions is the rule that I use to this day. And it's called the rule of 3. And it's simple. And it goes like this. At the start of the day, you fast forward to the end of the day in your head and you ask yourself, by the time this day is done, what 3 main things will I want to have accomplished? And that's it. That's the rule. And you know, you do it at the start of every day to kind of filter out what's important from what isn't. And you do it at the start of every week as well to set some intentions for the week ahead. And it's simple, but it works because for some reason, and I've talked to a lot of neuroscientists about this in the past, but our brain is wired to think in 3s. And you can look no further than to our culture to see that this is the case. We have sayings like, good things come in 3s, and celebrities die in 3s, and the 3rd time's the charm, right? We see patterns in 3s. Even a story, right, which is a sequence of dozens of events that happen in sequence, we divide into 3 parts: the beginning, the middle, and the end. Even, you know, the pinnacle of human athletic achievement, the Olympics, we award 3 medals: gold, silver, and bronze. We grow up in stories like the 3 little bears, the 3 blind mice, the 3 little pigs, and the 3 musketeers. We're wired to think in 3s.